What's up guys, Jacob Ober here. In this video, I'm going to be previewing and predicting the 2018 NLCS between the Milwaukee Brewers and the Los Angeles Dodgers. This is your classic David versus Goliath matchup here. You got a titan of baseball on one side, the Los Angeles Dodgers, the team that's favored to win this series, the team that has all the money, all the superstars, makes all the ratings, or gets all the ratings for the MLB. This is a team that's had a lot of success over its franchise history, even if they haven't won a World Series since 1988. They've always been there. They've always been around the top. They always have the biggest names. And then you have the Brewers on the other side, a team that hasn't had a whole lot of success throughout their franchise history, a team that is just on the rise here, has the 22nd highest payroll in baseball, and for the most part has been pretty overlooked by most people throughout the entire season. Doesn't get a lot of media attention and doesn't draw the big ratings like the Dodgers do. So this is a matchup, though. I mean, it's going to be very, very interesting to watch, and it's going to be very, very close, I believe. These two teams, I believe their biggest strengths are their pitching. For the Dodgers, especially their starting rotation, and for the Brewers, especially their bullpen. It's going to be really awesome to see how this series plays out, and I believe that it's going to go 7 games. I really do. I can't imagine any team just like coming out and sweeping the other. I mean, it's just such an evenly matched team. I mean, the lineups are very similar. The pitching staffs have had similar ERAs throughout the season. I mean, it's just, they're so evenly matched when it comes to all phases of the game. It's going to be a thrill to watch. And I mean, seeing a team as big as the Dodgers like this, and a team that has been there more often than not throughout the past few years or so, and then a team like the Brewers who very sparingly ever gets to have this kind of attention from the media, this kind of being in the national spotlight. You know, the Dodgers have been in the national spotlight all season long. They lost the World Series last year. They were the National League champions last year. The Brewers, not so much. They weren't really talked about at the beginning of the year. In fact, a lot of people didn't even pick them to make the playoffs at the beginning of the year. But yet here they are. They are in the National League Championship Series, and they have as good a shot as anybody to make the World Series right now. So, like I said, though, this is going to be a really awesome battle, especially, I mean, you got the starting pitching, the Dodgers starting pitching versus the Brewers bullpen, two elite pitching units for both teams. For Game 1, we're going to see a lefty versus lefty matchup, Clayton Kershaw versus Gio Gonzalez. Gonzalez for the Brewers and Kershaw for the Dodgers to start Game 1. The Dodgers historically have not been that good on the road over the past couple of seasons against lefty starters, and you're going to be throwing out one of the more successful lefty starters out there in Gio Gonzalez to face them in Game 1. He hasn't had his best year this year, but he has done very well with the Brewers this year, has not lost a game, and has an ERA under 3 for them. And Clayton Kershaw, as always, has been one of the best pitchers in the game for as long as I can remember, for as long as I've been watching baseball. He's been one of the best. So this is a titanic battle between lefty starters. It's going to be a really fun game to watch in Game 1. Game 2 will be Walker Buehler, one of the up-and-coming stars for the Dodgers, versus Wade Miley, kind of an unsung hero for the Brewers. He's a guy who you brought in on waivers and before the season started. Didn't really expect him to do much. He was a guy who was trying to compete for a rotation spot. Ended up being one of the best Brewers pitchers on the staff, and he has been really good this year. He has an ERA of 2.57 in the regular season and a record of 5-2. And Walker Buehler, obviously, one of the best pitching prospects, one of the best up-and-coming pitchers in the game, so that's going to be a great battle as well. In Game 3, it'll be Youngjin Ryu for the Los Angeles Dodgers versus Jhoulys Chacin of the Milwaukee Brewers. Chacin has not historically been great against the Dodgers, so that's probably why he got pushed back. Also, the fact that the Dodgers, like I said, haven't been very good against lefty starters on the road over the past couple of seasons, and both of those lefties have been very good for the Brewers, so that also eliminates Jock Peterson, or the effect that Jock Peterson and Max Muncy could have on the game. And you guys know that the short porch in right field for the Brewers, there are a lot of home runs hit into that short porch, so they probably want to be able to minimize their impact on the game, those two players, because those are the two of the best hitters for the Dodgers in their lineup. We don't know any starters beyond Game 3 at this point. I am sure that a guy like Chacin, or guys like Chacin and Miley, probably will get at least one more start, assuming that the series goes 6 or 7 games. But This is going to be a really fun series to watch. Lots of really great pitching, like I said. Bullpen for the Brewers, starting pitching for the Dodgers. The offenses are actually pretty similar as well. You got a lot of bigger names on both sides. Christian Yelich, Lorenzo Cain, obviously for the Brewers. Guys like Jock Peterson, Max Muncy, Justin Turner, Yasiel Puig for the Dodgers. Of course, you have veterans on the other side, too, like Ryan Braun and Mike Moustakas, who has been huge for the Brewers in the playoffs thus far. But yeah, these two teams are very, very evenly matched. And to be honest with you, I'm not really sure who to pick. Or coming into this video, I wasn't really sure who to pick to win this series, trying to be as unbiased as possible. The more that I think about it, though, you know, the more I think the Brewers, the way that they've gotten here this year, the 11-game winning streak they're on, the amazing amount of kind of, I don't want to say luck, but just like coincidences that have happened. You know, when the Brewers clinched the playoffs, you know, the reason that that game wasn't tied going into the bottom of the ninth was because the Cardinals player rounding third fell down. Like, just little things like that I've noticed over the past few weeks, and it's like, this team doesn't really feel like it's destined to lose in the NLCS. It feels like this team is destined to go on to the World Series. So for that reason, I think I'm going to be going with the Milwaukee Brewers, who are chasing history, and I'm going to pick them to win this series in 7 games over the Los Angeles Dodgers and advance to the World Series, where I believe they will take on the Houston Astros, who I believe will beat the Red Sox in 7 games. These two league championship series are going to be amazing to watch, and I can't wait to be able to cover all of it with you guys. It's going to be an amazing ride, and it already has been to this point. I mean, the Brewers have had such an amazing season, I couldn't have even imagined they would make the NLCS this season. I was hoping just to get into the playoffs this year, but they have done that and much more, sweeping the Rockies in the NLDS, winning the division from the Cubs. So, at this point, this team, I mean, there's nothing that I can't see that they could accomplish. They're amazing. Their heart is in it. They've got a manager who has Milwaukee roots, who has postseason experience, World Series experience for that matter. This team all coming together at the same time. I don't really see anybody stopping them, not even the Titanic Los Angeles Dodgers. So, with that being said, guys, that's all I have to say in this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Who's going to win this series? It's going to be the Dodgers. It's going to be the Brewers. How many games is that team going to win the series in? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. But be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. And go Brewers.